Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Smart Stack. I'm one of your hosts, Massimo, and I'm super excited to show this one today. I have actually never used this tool, but I've heard a lot about it, and so I was excited to review it. The tool is called Acuity Scheduling, and in this week, Tom and I are going to be looking at online scheduling tools. So think of tools like Calendly, that's actually the one Tom's using, bookings, there's all kinds out there. But I'm going to be looking at Acuity Scheduling. It's a tool more focused, as you'll see in the explainer, on service-based businesses, salons, mechanics, things like that. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. The subscribe button's right here. We love hearing from you guys. We're starting to get some comments from people. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the video. All right, so here we go, Acuity Scheduling. So as I said in the intro, you'll see throughout this video that it's definitely a tool more focused on services. You can see right at the beginning it has what looks to be a hair appointment in the top right here. For those of you that don't know, what these tools allow you to do is integrate with your calendar, whether it be Outlook or Google. Those are the two most popular. Set sometimes half hour, 15 minutes, 60 minutes types of meetings. And then once someone clicks on that, it'll allow them to choose a time with you. So it reduces the back and forth you have to do with a client, being like, hey, are you free at 5? Are you free at 2? No, I'm free at 3, whatever, right? And so you can see here, automated booking built to save you time. It's actually owned by a company called Squarespace, which is a website builder company. They bought them in 2019. You can see that they've been working since 2006, so it's pretty proven now. Very nice interface. You could see here that it's already starting to deviate from some of the tools out there. So some of the popular tools out there are Calendly, Bookings, the Microsoft tool. But you can see here that there are some differences. So the basic things, let clients self-schedule, customize your calendar. I'll walk you through all that stuff today. Some information about automation, keeping everyone on time. You can text, you can email, you can do all kinds of things as the appointment is coming up. This is probably the most interesting. Acuity actually, it almost becomes like your point of sale. So clients can actually book meetings with you, pay for that meeting. You can track the invoices and the revenue. You can create refunds, etc. So it kind of becomes a point of sale. So for like, if you think of like a barber, the barber may say, hey, listen, you got to pay online before you come in. You got to schedule online before you come in. And not only are they collecting the payments from you, but they can track all kinds of things inside of Acuity, like, okay, you've booked 4 times, the 5th time's free or whatever. So it's a really neat tool from that sense. And you can see kind of who they're targeting, right? So it's not for everyone. You'll see in Tom's video, Calendly is a little different. Probably the biggest benefit, just because they are owned by Squarespace, is they're very customizable as it relates to web. You can customize the whole CSS, the whole landing page. And so, yeah, you'll see that in the video. So let's hop in. So when you first log in, what it's going to ask you to do is sign up. I signed up with my Gmail. You can sign up with whatever you want, just a normal email or whatever. And then I'll walk you through kind of their onboarding just to show you how quick it is to get moving. So here's the first step. Create a couple appointment types. So I'm just going to make personal one-on-one appointments. So I'm going to say 15-minute discovery. Okay. And we'll say it's 15 minutes. And I'm not going to do a price for this video, but you get the idea. Great. There we go. Now, set your availability. You have to say when, and you can see I'm in Toronto, so it already knows, but when are you available for this appointment? So I'll say, well, actually, I only do these appointments on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example. But this is the default for like the whole business. So I would say just do 9 to 5 or whatever times you work. Your normal work days put in here, right? So hit save. And then the last part is to design your scheduling page. So you could see here this is just a preview of one. So here's mine that I just made, 15-minute discovery. They give you this one out of box. But you could see this is what a client will see. So when the client hits book, they'll then see this. They could choose the time. And so if you want to customize this at all, you'll see there's all kinds of styles. So you can click here. You can change the options. These are like different pre-baked styles. If I go back here, you could change the font. It's the normal stuff you think. You can click on any of these and do that. And so now when you go back, you choose option 3, right? So you can have some fun with this. I mean, in my opinion, they've put a lot of effort into making this look nice and clean. So I would try to make it as white or gray with black, like try to keep it as clean as possible. That's what a lot of these tools are doing. But I think one of the neat things here is you can start adding in your image or your logo. You can do very detailed customizations with the RGB here or the hex number. If you scroll to the bottom, you see you've got a lot of options here. And this is just kind of the basic customization. I'll show you in a little bit where you can go from here. So I just did styles, right? So if we go back, there's also settings. So you see here, do you want monthly or daily? The business name, industry, logo, all of the information. So if I put here, for example, we're, I don't know, a cleaning service and we call it ABC Cleaning, you'll see it'll put it at the top there. So it actually shows you live. If you choose monthly, you'll see what that looks like in a second, where your week starts, etc. So very customizable. You can even hide the prices until they actually get to the payment page, etc. So if I hit save. Now, this is where it gets a bit advanced, and I can't actually show you this, but this tool actually has advanced CSS. And for those that don't know, CSS is a coding language for the web that allows you to basically customize the look of everything. And so if you say, you know what, I don't actually like these square boxes, I want them rounded and I want them spaced out and maybe I want them vertical instead of horizontal. Those are the types of things you can customize with CSS. And so it's very flexible, and this is something that is very unique with Acuity. And I think it's because like when you're dealing with a website, there may be things that you've done very custom on your site that you need your scheduling tool to reflect, right? And so it allows you to. And here's the link. So you would just take this link, you would put it into an email, an automation, wherever you want. And when someone clicks on that link, they will see this. So that's the basic premise of this. But there are a number of other features in here. So if I look here, they now bring you through some of the next features. So this is something you're probably going to want to do. I'm not actually going to do it in this video, but you can set up Stripe, PayPal, and a few others, Square, to collect payments. And so all of these tools are really good. You just need to make an account, connect it to your bank account, and then it's all done. They typically take 2 to 3%. I think it's usually 2.9% of every transaction. Unfortunately, that's just kind of normal. I would just do it. At the end of the day, the convenience for the customer far outweighs that 3%. This here is, again, getting kind of interesting in their tool. So you can add your video conferencing, which is really important in my opinion. So when someone books a meeting, it'll actually send them the Zoom link in the meeting or the Google link in this case. That is very important. I've been using these tools for probably 2 years, and that is something that didn't exist when they came out. And once it did, these things flew off the shelves. So it's very important. This is less, but if you do have an email marketing tool, ActiveCampaign or MailChimp, whenever someone books with you, they can go in there. There's also, I'll talk about on the integration page, there's many places, but this is probably the most interesting part of their tool. So you can actually create a custom intake form. And so I'll say ABC Cleaning intake form. You can give a description if you want. We're going to say it's for the 15-minute discovery only. And now we're going to say some stuff. So we'll say what type of house do you have? And then you go 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, etc., right? And then you could also say, do you have any pets, etc. So if you're pretending you're a cleaning shop, you could take a look at this now. If we hit preview, this is what the form would look like. Sorry, one sec. I think I did something wrong there. I think I have to hit save. Then I have to hit preview. I'm not sure why it's not showing that. Huh. Maybe I'll do it for both. Not sure, but in any case, what these forms allow you to do is now you can collect information from the client as they're scheduling time with you. I personally think this is unique. Not a lot of other tools are doing this, and not before the meeting. Like a lot of the tools allow you to put a couple custom fields in the meeting so you know who you're meeting with, but this is an intake form, and this information can then be synced into your CRM, into your marketing app, etc. So you can see here how if you're a mechanic or a hairdresser or someone that needs to collect information about the client before they meet with you, this could be very important. And so I'd encourage you, if you're looking at this, to definitely take a look at this feature. So if I go back here, this is also interesting. So you can create appointment add-ons, but this is probably the biggest part here. So create packages. It's a premium feature, but you can see here that you can buy 4 appointments and get the 5th free. And so this is something that, again, I think is unique, where you can start almost like frequent flyer or membership programs inside of the tool, which I really like. I think it's a handy feature, especially for their target demographic, right? And then lastly, the integrations. So let's talk about that for a sec. So on the integration page, you can see here, you can integrate with a ton of stuff. So this is kind of their featured stuff, but you see here, here's all the email marketing. Here's all the accounting. Here's all the video conferencing, client engagement, CRMs. So there's a lot of them out there. Payment providers, analytics. And if you ever get stuck, Zapier, right? And so Zapier allows you to send data to anyone, right? And so basically they're completely open. Now they do have some out-of-box integrations with a number of tools, but in general they're open, which is really, really powerful. There are calendars that you can integrate with, Google, iCloud, etc. These are Google and Office are probably the most popular by far. It's very simple. You just hit connect, put your username, your password, you're good to go. And the last thing there's actually a couple things. So you see here, you have notifications. You can customize all of this, what time of day they want to meet with you, if it's the consultation or the 15-minute call. You can customize the reminders, and you can see here that the time and the place, and they have merge fields. So it's very interactive. You can send it to clients only or to clients and admins, certain amount of time. You can add more, right? So you can add 24 hours before, 15 minutes before, 30 minutes before, etc. But invoices, I think, is an interesting one. And so this almost becomes, for a lot of people, their point of sale service, right? So all of their invoices will go in here. You can refund them, you can track them, you can export them, you can integrate with a an accounting system. And so where I see Acuity is this tool where it becomes almost like your lifeblood if you're a mechanic or a barber or things like that, where it's like, even if someone walks in your office, you tell them, go to Acuity and pay for the appointment, and then I'll have everything organized. Like, it becomes that tool, right? And at the end of the day, you can add appointments here or orders here from internally, so you don't have to have a client book it. but it's a really straightforward tool with a twist where it can kind of become the lifeblood of your business as it relates to payments, meetings, invoices, etc. It's got all the other features you would want. Packages and gifts are really neat. The pricing is pretty straightforward. I'll show you here. So depending on if you go monthly or annually, so we'll talk about annually, $27 a month per user. So that's around $360, $350 a year. Very palatable for what it does. You can also start smaller too, and it just has one calendar you can book with. It does allow you to collect payments, etc. So you can definitely start here, more like 200 a year. So very flexible. You'll get that back in a couple of meetings. And so I would recommend everyone trying it out. I mean, I guess the only downside is a lot of this stuff you do have to pay to actually try. But if you're just looking to try having a meeting integrated with your calendar, have someone book it, that works great. If you want to start collecting payments and customizing things, then you're going to have to sign up. They also have monthly plans. They're a bit more, right? So instead of whatever it is, 16 per month, it's 20. But maybe you start there, right? In any case, it's a tool I would recommend checking out if you're in one of these industries that are all over their homepage. I think it makes a ton of sense if you've kind of got a group or a salon or a barber or a mechanic or whatever. I think that world really needs this because it becomes your lifeblood. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.